Here's the leader of the free world pounding on a table, being irresponsible, saying, no, 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 just raise the limit, make us spend more. No, that's not how adults act. What I have asked for is to sit down, let's find common ground, and let's eliminate the wasteful spending to protect the hardworking taxpayers and protect the future of America.
One might assume that both sides would want to balance the checkbook, but whatever. The debt ceiling struggle, though, is obviously still ongoing. President Biden basically refusing to negotiate at all with the Republicans, despite warnings of catastrophe and potentially recession. Politicians still continuing this game of chicken. Who's going to blink first?
That is the question. Here to discuss is President of Americans for Tax Reform, Grover Norquist. It's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome to the show.
Good to be with you.
Good morning. To everyone that's been watching this debt ceiling, I think that a lot of people don't even understand what's going on. You know, Biden refusing.
Well, you were a congressman, so.
Yes, and even, but I'll be honest with you, when you get into the weeds of it, it can get confusing. But it's very simple. The United States borrows money, right? We borrow, and we borrow a lot more than we should be borrowing, and it's all coming to a head because we have limits to that borrowing. And I think, you know, Grover, you can explain a little better than I, you know, what's next for our economy overall? Why should the person sitting at home worry about this debt ceiling debate? How does it affect their life? What's next for our economy?
It's confusing, and it's deliberately confusing. The problem isn't deficits or debt. That's the tip of the iceberg. The challenge is the damage done to the economy is how much money the federal government spends, okay? It spends too much. And what Biden wants is to spend more. And what the Republicans would like is to bring that spending down. So as a percentage of the economy, the government is a less of a burden on the American people. Biden's taken that up to about 24% of GDP. It used to be 20, it used to be 15, it used to be 10, it used to be 3, and he's taking it up again. So this is a question of how big should the government be? How much should they spend? It's being fought on this basis because there is a law that says the government has to pay how much you're going to borrow. If you want to borrow more, you have to pass a law to allow that. So this is the one opportunity the American people have to grab Biden and the Democrats by the collar and say, look, stop all this spending. Let's talk about this. And Biden says, I don't want to talk about it. Well, you have to talk about it because there's a debt ceiling. That's what bothers him. He doesn't want to talk about it. Here's the good news. We did this 10 years ago, and we won 10 years ago. 10 years ago, everything that Biden is doing and the Democrats were done by Obama and the Democrats. No one should ever attach anything to the debt ceiling. Half the time, the debt ceiling has something attached to it. We're not going to talk to you. Right. Oh, yes, you will. We want tax increases. No, the problem's spending, not enough taxes, no tax increases. And Obama agreed with the Republican position and caved and took $2.4 trillion in spending down over a 10-year period in order to get the $2.4 trillion debt ceiling increase. And the obvious ask by Republicans is, how much of a debt ceiling increase do you want? Give us that much in spending with laws that back it up that we had with the sequester. And then we've got a deal. Some Republicans have said, we want $2 for everyone. I'm in favor of asking for that, but 1-to-1 was a huge win when we took it away from Obama. It'd be a huge win now. If you can get more, I'm all in.
Grover Norquist, you basically just answered every single question I was going to ask you without me even asking it. So that's why you're the best, sir. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.